One thing that I've recently been working on that you may or may not have gotten some word of is that I've been working on some sort of Warframe project, which has been a really, really long time because I wasn't going to do any more Warframe projects, but this one it's kind of necessary. You see, Warframe has been around for 11 years right now. I've seriously enjoyed this game for about 9 or so of those years, or maybe 7, 8, 6. I've enjoyed it until like 2019 very, very intensely, and after that I've taken a little break and I've come back and it's alright, it's good, it's fun, but there are some things where there is some deep, deep flaws with it. One of the things being, it's an 11-year-old game with a very disorganized plot. And that's something that I've been working on kind of behind the scenes. I want to get my Warframe story straight. I want to get a little bit of an insight as to like what has been the Warframe story been like for me ever since I grew up in the game from 2013 onwards to right now. And I want to make sure that I throw it all into like one big video such that we can get the story straight of what's going on with Warframe. Such that if we get into a new quest, like what we did with Whispers in the Wall just now, that we kind of have some sort of things to reach back towards. Like, oh, that may be where that came from, instead of having to kind of guess. I have to guess all wrong and then get everyone mad in the comments about that being like, oh man, you didn't know that you didn't know that the man in the wall was actually referenced all the way back into the Mirage quest as the eye that was looking towards Mirage as the Lotus tried to save her. You didn't know that one single line? How dare you? You just don't really care about the quest. You don't care about the lore. You're so inaccurate. Just stop making your videos. You know, people can get upset about that. And I do want to get that straight. I do kind of want to iron that out. So I have been working a little bit about looking towards the events, the quests, and the important moments that have happened over the years as I've joined into Warframe. And one of the things that I found that was quite interesting, actually, that was kind of surprising to me, is that events used to be so much different. So right now, I just joined into the game right here, and what we see here is an all hands incoming Razorback Armada message. There's a whole bunch of more messages that we're going to get to later, but this right here is the important one. Nevonyo is making his move. A fleet of transports carrying mammoth Razorbacks will soon converge on one of our relays. If any of these Razorbacks board the relay, the destruction will be total. Arid strikes have failed. Each Razorback is locked in a vault protected by a new cryptographic algorithm. I've designed a unique cipher to defeat his security, but it requires a cryptographic ALU, a resource found only in Archwing missions. Ooh, near Jupiter and Neptune. Hurry! Build the cipher and destroy every last Razorback! We must never lose another relay. What is the Lotus talking about here? What is the Lotus talking about here? Well, if you go right here into the little menu right here, what you find is that you have some sort of relay sometimes. Well, you have right here, this right here is a relay. It's where Baby Borrow Key, the best character in Warframe, sometimes comes by. However, sometimes you have relays right here, which are completely destroyed. This right here was destroyed years ago when we had these things called Razorbacks, and we had these things called destroyed Fomorians, Balar Fomorians, and these things would come around and destroy our relays. And if people didn't band together, basically, these relays would be gone forever. And we would have many of these events. For instance, we had events with, I think the most well-known one is the Gradivus Dilemma, where you had, I believe it was the Grenier coming forward into Corpus territories, and you had to fight back the Grenier or fight back the Corpus. And it kind of depended on which side do you want to fall on. Do you want to have the Grenier get dominance within the universe, or do you want to have the Corpus dominate, but then have more, use your Tenno powers against you with the Sanuka project? It was kind of really fun because in these ways you could influence the spread of the universe, like how the universe developed. For instance, one of the things that we had was, where is it? Jupiter right here used to be an infested planet. Right now it is, it used to be a completely infested planet, and then basically right now I think it still is, sort of, or is it Corpus? It is Corpus. Oh yeah, it is Corpus. So Jupiter right here used to be an infested planet. However, then there was an event, I think it was called like Clear Jupiter or something. It wasn't called like that, I can tell you that right now. It really wasn't called like that. But I think it was called Clear Jupiter or something, and one thing that you had to do was, here, it says, Tenno, between us we have three problems. Arid stole your people. He cut them to pieces, welded them to his freak Sanuka. You need to stop him before he makes more of them, but you don't know where he is. This is your problem. For me, Alephi is a con and imposter. Still, if Sanuka is brought to full production, he will become the richest and most powerful member of the Corpus board. He could become chairman. That is my problem. I have sent you my forces to Jupiter to capture this criminal, but Aleph is using the damned infestation as a biological weapon. Every last ship has been overrun with these monsters. This is now your problem. Wipe those ships clean, and that will reveal Aleth's location. With that information, we can make the rest of your problems go away. Deal? See, so that one right there is how the operation was actually influencing the world. Now there's no more infestation on Jupiter, except for some a little bit, but mostly not. Mostly it's Corpus, because we did this. We did this. It's not like there was some quest. We did this. And you also had something where Sirius right here used to be hidden, and you had to go for and find Corpus spies with Corpus void keys. And then once enough of these void keys had been found, only then Sirius would come into be as the next planet. These things would change the universe. You would have all these operations that would actually have an effect, and if they failed, you wouldn't get the reward as the entire community. If they succeeded, you would get the reward as the community. You'd actually have an event that would impact the universe, and it would happen every couple of months, every 3-4 months, something like that would happen. And it actually kind of feels like that gave a bit more meaning towards what was happening here, because right now, what we have is we have a lot of quests where it's all about you as an individual. Me talking to the Whispers in the Wall guys and Whispers in the Wall is just me talking to these people. However, what is the chances that me as one character really influence an entire universe? It's kind of weird. It doesn't happen. It's more interesting when you have the collective of the game, when you have all these people, because remember, back in the day, the Tenno were, and they pretty much still are, a group of, like, an organized group organized by the Lotus of millions of Tenno that are working together to gain a foothold in the universe. And what you see right now is that if you look at the events as they go on right now, it's like, yeah, you have the Ghoul Purge, which has never really done anything, has never really meant anything. You have Fermia Fractures, which has never really done anything, has never really meant anything. You recently had Dog Days, which I have made a specific point about to never participate in, because I've actually never been online in Warframe during the summer months. But right now, this right here kind of throws back to the good old days where you have the Razorback Armada, where now in 5 days, if people don't protect the Strata Relay, it will be gone forever. And I'm really curious. I am really curious if they were actually going to make it gone forever, because, I mean, let's be honest, it's Warframe. I don't know if everyone's going to join in, but what are they going to do? Some sort of relay rebuilding event? They really haven't done a universe-impacting event in a long time. But yeah, with that, it does feel like a little bit of the good old days that this comes back. And I wish they would focus a little bit more on these universe-impacting things that aren't just about a quest that we do by ourselves, but are more about, hey, you know, this is something that the community comes together. And if they fail, if they win or lose, which they have the deciding power of, then that changes the game. That changes the perspective. And it's not just, oh, yeah, I just had a conversation with the Lotus and I just accepted the Lotus back because that is what was scripted. It's like, that doesn't impact the universe. You don't impact the universe. You're not that important. The group is important. So yeah, that's kind of what I miss a little bit. But hey, you know, we're here right now.